The first bit though that you see is like average points per round, 951.93 and 0.33. It's like we're
That's
talking,
crazy.
it's like you run a
Yeah.
100-meter race and all the top 10 are within 0.01 of a second. It's like nothing.
Yeah,
That's
and
So
it
crazy.
uh,
Yeah.
and and
I think,
on it looks like a massive thing, doesn't it? Like live, but it's not at all.
that's nothing. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, those
amazing.
10 or 20 points that you don't get in one week that you wish you could end up costing you.
Make it
Yeah.
make a
Right.
huge difference. And And Jake, you managed to do it all with a fraction less team value, and obviously in Tyson you ended up with a heap more. You must have had
Mm.
a killer team at the end, did you?
Yeah, I did. So I sort of this the strategy at the start was like sort of going hard early and just really getting those like front loading all the forwards, and then just sort of really banking in on the cash cows through that origin period and sort of really studying the players you thought were going to get minutes and things like that. So sort of went that way with it, and then sort of actually went the opposite way after origin. I actually lost a lot of value. I was
Yeah, I think
back
everyone
reeling.
did actually. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then picked it up sort of towards the end there.
Ladies and gents, we've got the legends of the top 10 from the private group in here. So we're just going to scroll up just a little bit further so you can't see my squad. We've got Andrew, we've got Jake, and we've got Tyson in here and already discussing how the season ran out. But yeah, those team values in general, and I think in the last couple of months changed a lot, didn't they? And Jake a little bit less than you and Tyson there, Andrew, very similar. But there was a couple that really flew home at the end. Like, Megan kind of came out of nowhere with the 14.9. You got Ryan in at 14.6. Did you feel like this changed a lot for you guys going through? Jake, being a little bit less first maybe, and then Andrew and Tice after that. Do you think it changed much?
It definitely made it a bit more difficult because obviously in the final week I had to play like Latu Fainu, so obviously, you know, I could have done better than that. But other
Mhm.
than that, it was mainly good. Obviously, just not having the full 21 players that you're fully comfortable with, so you might lose a couple of points here and there. But I
Mhm.
might like the rest, as long as you're not missing too many absences, and then like the rest of your team is very similar to everyone else. It's just that you're missing the team value on like their 19th, 20th, and 21st man. So as long as you've got that, I don't really think it makes too much of a difference. But obviously, it does help when you get like 20 restings in the last week. So yeah.
100. That's wild that
But
Watson got to
thankfully this week,
505.
that's right. I know.
And I
Imagine
nearly
peak
brought
next
him
year
in.
for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
So Jake, you had effectively a couple of cash outs, but yeah, I didn't have any, but yeah, well, apart from Connor Watson was trying hard to be a cash out, but yeah, no, that was yeah, my team was a bit more middling and I was missing some of those like I think you had Reece Walsh, whereas I was just hanging on and one of the things that I sort of concluded was running out of trades in round 18, despite the fact that it ended out okay, it's a very bad idea.
Mm. Yeah.
Like it was a long 10 weeks with 8 trades.
Yeah.
You're feeling it.
And
I
for you, Tice?
absolutely
Yeah, I sort of through that middle bit. I actually got really lucky with Tristan Hope. I sort of cashed out. He was like my cash out,
There he is.
and he actually went really good in that week that I cashed out to him. That sort of um, got me a lot of money in the bank to be able to sort of make those moves through that origin period that I thought were going to, push me up the ranks a bit. And as I said before, it didn't go that way.
Yeah, well, you were able to
That's
get Preston and Turbo using
yeah,
Hope in that week, and then Isaiah Yo the following week with the upgrade,
yeah, yeah.
and then kind
Which
of sideways swapping from there with injuries.
yeah, with
Brayley and
injuries and
Cleary
things
had a
like
bit of
that.
cash in the bank for that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Cleary was a big one.
So that was an example where you felt like it really helped you. And
Yeah,
other
yeah,
examples in other teams, maybe with lower value, would you have maybe seen that as an issue?
yeah,
But for
and
you with the higher value was okay?
yeah, yeah, 100%. And like I sort of didn't stress too much on that team value. I sort of just played my team as it sort of was and sort of simple thing tried to strengthen positions that were weak, but not overcompensating on those positions either. So, and that helped out massively. Like not always going for that top guy, things like that, and players that just they do have that purple patch. I think when Kai Pearce Paul first sort of started going well and not many had him, he was at about 3 or 2%, about 3% when I him up.
Mhm.
And then obviously in that back end, everyone just about had him, but he was a big one for me that helped out a lot.
Round 10 there. Hope you
And it
find
was
worth
when
in round 7. Feels a little bit early.
yeah, he was good as well. Mitch should be loving that one.
Exactly. What about you from the start, Tice? How do you feel like things worked out for you that way? Because you started really well, got yourself into about, well, in round 2, you got to 372, 200th by round 3, and kind of hung there throughout the season before you made your charge during that
Yeah,
Tristan Hope period you're talking about. What was
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
some of the keys for you? What were you looking at the start of the year?
The big things at the start were just more so getting a solid forwards because most of the time at the start of the season every team's very defensive orientated. So just really getting those solid sort of hardworking sort of base stat type people, um, sort of going from there, and just getting those guys that are on the fringe, and it seemed to work out okay from there, and just sort of building the team later rather than not trying to build it too early with those bigger name players.
Makes sense. And then, yeah, a
Yeah,
couple of your early trade-ins are really, that went really well. Humphreys in early, Horsburgh,
Humphries was a big one. Got on
Stafford. That was
the
a good thing
hump,
too.
hump,
Like,
hump goat with you.
yeah, how good was he? But even like Stafford, some people started with him and you missed out on that 40K, a good score, but you still found, still
Yeah,
got 150 odd, 200K at least value out of him. So not feeling like you sort of missed out and still
yeah,
jumping on, which is cool.
yeah.
Campbell, when he started scoring well. Katonga is probably a little bit cheaper than, yeah, a lot cheaper than most. Jenkins at
The,
297, that looks crazy right now. So,
yeah, yeah. The biggest things were just avoiding the guys that a lot of people got on that sort of fell off. Like a big one was Watson. I regretted trading him out, but then was happy in the end. But it was just avoiding those sort of the guys that sort of just absolutely killed some people that were highly owned. So it wasn't so much getting the perfect guy in; it was avoiding, you know, those
The Kalen
those
Pongers and
headaches.
things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jermaine Hopgood,
yeah.
Davy Moale.
I started with Hopgood. I was just looking at that team, Tyson. That's an awesome team.
Mm,
With
mm.
how things played out, and Riley Smith went well. Purdue started slowly but went well.
Smith Smith was huge. Smith was
Yeah, he
yeah.
was good.
He
He's
was.
good.
I really liked Smith that whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was massive.
Yeah, from the start.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
and you and I were both late on Dylan Egan, the sort of 400K.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
it was it was obvious earlier than that he was good, but it was
Mm,
just sometimes you just can't get there.
no, no, you can't have them all.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if some of the guys that were really dominant early, Naf White, any of the three of you have Naf?
Yeah, I had
Didn't
him.
know.
He was another one that you were quite keen on early on.
Yeah, and then of course didn't go for it myself, but it ended up becoming so obvious because I think there was an injury or two, wasn't it? It was like he was probably going to do well anyway, but maybe not like slam dunk. And then someone was out for like the first 3 weeks, and I was like, well, he's at least going to kill it for the first three. But then Bradley kept getting injured, and things it just never changed, and he became a gun, right? So yeah, they seem so obvious after the fact, but yeah, even thinking about Metcalf at the time, we all sold him. It looks like in round 2, and
Yeah.
I kept,
he went on to
I
average
kept,
55 or something.
I brought
Yep.
him back, but even then, I couldn't hold on long enough to get the good scores.
Yeah.
I crumbled by about round 6, so I think I traded Metcalf 3 times in the first 6 weeks.
Well, he had a Blake
It
Brayley style, didn't he? Like average 70 for 5 weeks or something stupid. Like,
Yeah.
gives me Cleary vibes from last year. Oh,
yeah, timing.
traded him out in and out 3 times last
Mm.
Yeah.
year.
What about you, Jakey? You didn't trade in round 2, so you're pretty happy with your round 1 round one squad after he started incredibly well. I think what 45th was that right in the first week?
That's right. Yeah, I got off to an
Incredible.
Oh,
absolutely amazing start. Just not I didn't start with Metcalf, which is kind of funny, and I started with Humphreys instead. So that was like so many points just there. Um, and thanks, Jamie. And yeah, just starting off with I got Yo. Started off with Yo. Started off with Toa, Toya, all the players that did pretty well throughout the season. And really, like, just getting off to an amazing start just helped a lot, like really bit massively because I had that team value really early, and then I didn't need to trade in round two because I already had Humphrey, so there was no need to trade him.
And Horse, who everyone was chasing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I started with him, which was a great decision.
Alex Twal, talk us
Um,
through that one.
I had no idea. I started off with him at the start, and I don't know. I was torn between like going Gilbert and Twal. I just wanted to go for something different, so I went for Alex Twal because I like him, the Lebanese goat. But like, I don't know. He did pretty well. He got like average like 55 in the first couple
There
of
you
weeks,
go.
so then he just became crap. So yeah, he made like a good like 60K. So
Yeah.
he did pretty well.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, really, it was just starting with Humphreys and then getting off to an amazing start and not really going. I don't think I went below 200 once in the season, so it was amazing. I was up there the whole time, so I could always show my friends, oh, look at me go. Like, okay, I lie. I did go below 200, but that's okay.
Round three.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, round for that's it. That's it
Two
there.
and three.
Oh, and
And
round two,
then
true. Yeah.
back in the top 100 the whole way from there, which is pretty crazy.
Yes. And then I got into first during Magic
Oh, that's
Round
right,
because
round nine.
yes,
Oh,
The beautiful
I
trade that we were
actually
talking through.
I brought in Jacob Kiraz for him to get his hat trick, and I was screaming my lungs out at the Caxton Street car park, so that was fantastic.
Love that. So
Sorry,
good.
yeah, it was awesome.
so solid for your second year, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like I've been
It's
playing
so
this
good.
since I was, yeah, since it was Dream Team, and
Yeah,
had a break, and then came back the last 5 years.
There you go.
That's
beginner's
it.
luck, I suppose.
What's the thing you got?
Second year, man. Impressive.
Because by Magic Round last year, I think you just in the top 100 as well, Jake.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah,
then
my best score last year was like 18th, I think, somewhere around like round eight or round seven. So
and fell away
yeah,
to, do you remember what you end up finishing last year?
just around two. I think it was 2,142nd. I think
Yeah, okay.
something like
Yeah,
that.
so like
So
a crazy turnaround.
pretty good for my first year. But
yeah.
Yeah, just
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy how high you
yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It was
yeah.
awesome.
My first year, I started with the entirely wrong team and was like 40,000th or something crazy like that.
Mm. Well, that was the good thing, Jay. You jumped on and followed podcasters and got some advice and sort of gets you off on the right track. So then it's a lot more fun to play when you're at least got somewhat of a decent team and a few different random pods and stuff like that. And you can go from there. But yeah, just the ability to start with all the right guys. What was the theory with Metcalf? You just weren't too convinced to start the year there, Jay?
I had no idea. I think it was just I had Humphreys and I already had a bunch of halves, and I was like, I don't need
True,
Metcalf as well.
true,
And
true,
then I
true.
just like I went against him, and then when he got his like what crap score at the start, I was like, perfect. Like I didn't get him in, and they had yeah Cole, Smith, Duffy. Like I didn't need like a six half, so
Yeah,
I just went clear of him, and it paid off for the first week, that's for sure.
yep.
Not for the rest of the weeks, but that's okay.
And generally the rest of it wasn't too dissimilar to most teams. You just got it correct with Horsburgh and Hosking both started well
Yeah,
in Vegas. That
and,
you had a great Vegas
and
start.
Ponga too. Yeah,
True.
and Ponga too. He was good. I actually
That's right.
sold Ponga after round three, and then as soon as I sold him, he did absolutely nothing. So
Yeah,
I
it's
I
a
got very lucky with that.
that was my
I got him.
lucky pick as
I got him
well.
for his. I got him for his two 80s, and then just sold him. So that was good.
Yeah, when he got
didn't
that
get
head knock or something.
didn't didn't get on the
Yeah,
Gilbert train to start.
I didn't get started enough. So I went for Tawal instead, and then when he got his 65, I was like, oh shit, maybe I should buy him. But then he got his.
Yeah,
Then
he
he just
punished us.
did trash after that. So like yeah, like 10 missed tackles one day, I think. I was like, oh, perfect. Sign me up.
And you started without Payne Haas as well, which we all in the same boat or no?
Nah, I started with him.
You started with
Yeah,
him.
I
I didn't.
actually, I
Hence the name,
literally,
mate. Hence the name.
I took him out of my
Proof.
team like a minute before kickoff. That was funny. And then he comes out and gets like an 80 in 50 minutes. So that was fun.
You switch him with Yo or?
No, I was torn between like Pong. No, I was torn between Garrick and yeah, I think it was Garrick and Horsburgh or like Haas and like some cheapie, and I went for Garrick and Horsburgh instead.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
That makes
but
sense.
yeah,
Andrew, you
yeah, it was
did?
pretty good.
Didn't.
I didn't have.
Round
I
two.
went from. Yeah, I got. I think I watched the first week and thought, hang on, these sorts of scores that Payne Haas is getting, it's very hard to replace, whereas it was easier to find someone to score 40, or I think
Hmm.
Stafford Tower actually scored more than 40
Yeah.
for a few weeks. So yeah, went that way. And then of course Metcalf got 60 in the second week, so I bought
Hmm.
him back. But then by round seven I was selling him and then he took off. Um, so that was that one. But yeah, Fisher Harris had obviously done fine. But yeah, I just decided that I'd
Hmm.
got it wrong and it was better to go with Haas. And that was probably the right call.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that's the things to think about is those real upside guys where Fish doesn't have that, and he had Stafford that could come in and be a starting center for 250 was the good replacement, mate. If there wasn't a decent cheapie to come in for that second trade, do you think you make that one?
Yeah, yeah, hard to know. Probably, po possibly. Well, there was always probably someone you'd missed. I missed Purdue, who
Yeah, okay.
was
Could
he
have gone there.
started very slowly, but he was great through to about week 10. So
Yeah.
yeah, I happened to have got on Jack Cole, who was a slow burn. I had Duffy, who lost his place.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I did that really moved things was that week four when Cleary was out after his low score and Connor Watson, and I sold both of them,
Mm.
got Tedesco, got Isaiah Yo, and then I said, right, I'll buy Cleary if he scores over 70. 'Cause I wasn't actually liking the way I thought he was playing to not get hurt right at the start of the
Yeah.
year.
I agree.
Um, and but yeah, first game I didn't have him that he played. He got 70, so I got him straight back, and he was sensational from there. So that kind of played out. And I held on to Hopgood till round six.
Mm.
He went slowly backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully at that point it was slowly, right? Like you probably only lost 50K.
Yeah, 30, 40K. The
Yeah.
other one that I had early on was picking up these guys like Matty Nicholson, which I think Jake picked up, and you might
Yeah.
have as well, Tyson. But also Thomas Cant, who they had these incredibly low break evens, and you could sort of be pretty confident they were going to make 100K
Yeah. 130.
as long as they played coherently for like two or three rounds, and and that seemed pretty helpful for building team value.
Do
Yes.
would you say that that's a decent strat going forward? Is that something you'll look for again?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. But the other thing that, of course, I learned with all my buy coverage guys in the middle of the season was that I never sold them. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I
True.
went the whole way with Turbo, Hugo Savala, Damien Cook, and there was someone else I'd bought it as buy cover, and well, I guess Infinite Blake was buy cover in a way, so was Ruben Garrick, and I just never really got to get rid of them. So
Quick money and
yeah,
Talus,
yeah, oh yeah, Tallis was great.
200.
Actually, that was one of the other things that was really interesting for me was just those tiny bits of information through 26 weeks that make such a difference. Like Tallis by that point had been playing for 5 rounds, sort of 80 minutes on the Bunny's Edge. He was still at four. I think he'd been 420 the week before,
He hadn't
and
been
he was
killing it
just
at
sort of
all.
hiding in plain sight.
Just up and down.
Um, and at the same time, people were selling Savala, but it was starting to come out of the Roosters that he had the spot and Sandon Smith was going to get dropped.
That's right. Yep.
But it wasn't sort of everywhere. It was just around a little bit. And similarly, things like Zach Docker Clay, like I picked him up in round 12 and I totally missed that Aielu, can't pronounce it, was actually a hooker. And if I'd seen that, I would have done something else.
Hmm.
Mm.
And it
I,
turned
can,
out,
I
turned out,
missed that as well.
yeah, turned out he got three decent scores in the bye rounds, but I bought Damien Cook by the second bye round because you
You
couldn't
had
trust it.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you picked up that sort of that 4 game stretch there. You went from the, and that was the thing, it wasn't obvious until probably that week, the
yeah,
58. That kind of made sense. He got a bit of attack. And it's like, okay, they might use him that way. Whereas before that,
yeah,
41, a 36, a 24, you're like, that's gross.
yeah,
But then he
yeah,
went bang, 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 bang. And yeah, there was
yeah,
200K in 4 weeks there.
yeah. No, it was wild.
What were you going to say, Tuss?
I think with the whole good situation that you had, I ended up going with Chris Randall, and he
Mm,
actually had a few good back to back weeks, and
cheap as well.
yeah, that's the way I sort of went with it.
Yeah, that was in four rounds. You got 131 out of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, similar
yeah,
thing. Similar thing.
yeah, yeah. That's the way I went.
Hughes at the
Yeah,
right
no,
time. I
great.
saw a few of you guys.
Yeah,
Did all three of you get Hughes a similar time?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I missed that one this year. He was
That,
he was he was the guy last year that I kind of rode to a decent rank, but yeah, he was awesome at that price. It's crazy, hey, looking back.
that was the big thing I think that helped through the middle was just getting those guys at the right time and just getting lucky.
Yeah, that's Andrew said as well. Like Cleary didn't look himself in that first month or so, and Hughes was the same for the first three. And then yeah, then he was like, oh, he's back, and it was off to the races from there, wasn't it? And you can see that with different players across the season, can't you?
Yeah,
It's hard to
definitely.
trust it as to like, are they actually gone or are they actually flying? Like, I think we said that with guys like Nicker as well, pretty regularly. It's like, oh, he just doesn't look the same, and then it's like, oh my God, every time he touches the ball, he looks like he's going to score. Um,
Yeah. Oh, and things like I bought in Adam Dewey in round 18 and he was suddenly
Mm.
unstoppable for 6 weeks. And I wasn't buying a 450k Tigers center for to become sort of the starting seven and average 65 until he got whacked by Jason Taumalolo.
yeah, ouch, ouch. That you stay hit with that one.
Yeah,
That's the
that
thing. You
was
go down the
like
side here, and we'll counter, the amount of guys we went over 100K that we brought in, whether we held on to them or did sell. You've got three there's an 86. That's a good one. Connor Watson plus 73 the first time, and then minus 175 the second time.
Far
Four,
out.
five. Oh, minus 101 for Cleary, then 167 on the plus on the other side. So
Nice.
we got four there so far. Five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. Some big ones there.
yeah,
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 guys that without a negative you brought in, they went well over 100K. So that's pretty crazy in itself. Jakey boy, what do we got? Yeah, so probably just a couple, just on a quick scan. There's a few more that are like in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And then there's, yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of bigger guys back here. You see 84, 70, that type of range, which probably makes sense as to why the team value was a little bit lower. A lot of 50s, 60s.
Yes, definitely.
Still plenty of good ones. Probably ends up being similar, but probably a few more in that mid range, and then a couple of bigger losses in there as well.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you didn't
definitely
get
think the
the
main
wins
reason.
on Connor Watson, it's just little things like that. Hey,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But I think the main reason why I went well this year is picking up, obviously getting off to an amazing start, but also picking the right players before. I set myself up quite early for the buy rounds, so I didn't need to make that many. Well, I did need to make trades, but and just like get the best 13 on the park.
Yep.
But
okay, you
like
went
I
more
said,
that
the main thing that
strategy.
I did, yeah. So between like in the start of the season, what I did is I picked up mid ranges that we had like with low break evens to make cash quickly, and I think that's how I did quite well in my opinion.
Okay,
Like Nicholson, like Egan, like picking up those like cheap players that make a lot of cash. Obviously, it seems pretty straightforward. Like you pick players that make cash, but it really does help you like stay up there in the top ranks.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just
yeah.
don't miss those big ones, hey?
Yeah.
I think the thing that helped me a lot this year was just that buy planning, but obviously not too early on with the buy planning because otherwise you just get too set on, okay, yeah, I've got to get this player that time. Like,
Mm.
yes, have an idea of who you want, what players you've got, but I sort of had it planned out from, yeah, I can't remember what round it was, but um,
We didn't have
just
to
had it
trade a
sort of,
lot.
no, and
A lot of
that
one
was my aim
weekers,
to, yeah, yeah. So
0.
that's where I saved a lot of them was even like on those big 3 4 week trades, I was doing, two, sometimes max three or whatever. So
Mm.
the buy planning was the big thing. And I
Yeah.
know you sort of do talk about it a bit, not to go too early, but sometimes I like to just map the team out to what you think it could look like,
Mm.
but just not being set on that as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
just looking at yours, you were set a little bit early. You didn't have to trade as hard, and even through
yeah,
that period, you kind of held rank
yeah,
for a lot of it, just outside the top 100. But that allowed you to have a few more trades in the back end to shoot up, right? Did it feel that way?
yeah, definitely did, definitely, because guys were, mates in head-to-head leagues and things. They're like, oh, I've used this many trades that I haven't used any.
Mm.
you know, um, some people just love trading for the sake of trading. Where there's a
Yeah,
lot of weeks where you could just hold that player and he could actually be massive for you the next week.
such a like Hugo
Definitely
Savala
in
type
a
one, wasn't it? So you had
yeah, it
Yeah, getting
was,
started about
three
him.
trades left, didn't you, coming into round 20?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And then
That's a much better way to play it if you possibly can.
yeah.
yeah. It's very, very. I was panicking. You, I felt for you.
So
um,
heading into round 20, you're a 30th
yeah,
and then finished 8th. So we got into 13th, being able to use a few and then
ninth,
ninth, 11th,
went back a
10th,
bit.
and then just kind of hung from that point on. But
There's a
in
few,
20, you're able to use 2.
yeah. There's a few sort of trades that didn't work out, like the Dewey one, Donahue one. I brought him in,
Mm.
and
That week probably slowed you down a bit, eh?
yeah, and
Mm.
Crichton,
Just a bit
Crichton
average,
killed me.
those guys.
Yeah, they really killed me.
That was nice.
Yeah,
That's the ones
that
I was
was.
meant to do.
I think I commented that on your video too. I'm like, that's the exact trades I was going to do, and that's before I watched your video. And I'm like,
True, that's
at
right.
least I'm on, at
And then
least
I
I'm
didn't
on
do
the right
it.
track. Yeah, I did it for you, man. It's all right.
Oh, so many times people do it for me, and I'm like, oh, at least I, got people on the right track. It's weird
Yeah,
how much we all get in our head sometimes. There's probably others that you're like, oh, damn, I should have done that and didn't.
yeah.
Whereas that one, you're like, yes, I'm glad I stuck to my guns,
It's
which is good.
it's nice to sort of know that you're on the right sort of thought pattern sometimes as well.
Mm, yeah,
That's probably the biggest thing I'd say to people. Like, don't just copy Jamie's team, Andrew's or Jake's team. Like, just use it as a guide. Like that's what I do it for a lot. Or sometimes there might be a player that you're not even thinking about. Someone else is. Oh, he actually works for my team.
mm. Yeah, that's right. It could be
Yeah,
like this guy's the best buy of the week because he's this price. But if you got 200K in the bank and you can go up, or you don't have as much, and you have to get that mid range guy that no one's really bringing because they have more cash. Like it, yeah,
mm,
it's good
yeah,
to
yeah.
have
There's
all
so
those
many people
options.
just want to follow each other and
Yeah,
stick with the pack. Yeah, doesn't work like that.
yeah. Well, Jake, you had Alex 12 to start. You went with
yeah,
Greg, which he killed at the start.
yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert was lower owned, I suppose. Like you weren't too off the beaten track in that first
Not
few
overly.
rounds.
No,
Um,
Riley was a big one. Riley Smith.
yeah, and that worked out great later down the track. I
Yep.
think what sold him in the mid 500s, which was cool. So
Yeah.
that
When he
reminds
when
me
he
of Bev last year with Wish Arts, like kind of backing the talent, and
Yep.
he's going to get
Yep.
a chance eventually, type of thing. Or Galvin the year before, which was good as well. Just a quick one, guys, before we do finish up. Thanks for jumping on, and hope you guys are all enjoying this, watching and listening. But did you have moments through the last sort of couple of months where you were like looking at the other person's team and being like, "Oh, what do I do to be different to them, or how do I catch them?" That type of thing. Tice, what was that you go with you for?
I yeah, I try not to do that because otherwise you just get too caught in your own head.
Okay.
And sometimes it can throw you off your decision. Like, yes, I would concede, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do here sometimes, but that would be like after I make my trades. because I didn't want it to impact what I was sort of thinking.
Mm,
So I tried as much as I wanted to, so much just to see what others were doing. Like above me, I just tried not to.
mm. God, Andrew, you're so high so quickly too, eh?
Just a flat line.
Rough week from round six, you were six into round seven, 49. Tough times, mate.
Yeah, and I can't remember what happened there, but yeah, no, it was like yeah, I think I got into the top couple of hundred, and then by round two, and then yeah, that round four pushed on, and then yeah, it was the bit that was yeah, it was quite different for me that last 9 weeks because I was leading and kept leading, so it became like this long head-to-head game
Mm,
with Jake, with I think it was Daniel was right up there. I think
yeah.
I think Tim's was up there for a while. And so you look at their teams and going, hey, well, which players have they got that are better than my players?
And what can
And
I do?
some you, well, yeah, hey, I can get a few, but I can't do too much. And so those ones that came at the end, like DCE and Reece Walsh, I just there was,
You got
I had
Tino.
a choice. I could have gone Walsh instead of Tino, but my bias towards middle forwards, I was
when
like,
when you did have trades, did you was it hard to like look below you and not just go, oh, I think he's going to get this guy in, like I might just combat it just so I can hold my rank, or
it was more like even the players that, or what I found was even the players that you don't have, they're good. Like at no stage did I have Hudson Young, but I would have liked to. I did have a bit of a bias. All those trades from round 20 onwards, those last eight, I was mindful of who I thought might get rested, but also who I thought I couldn't be without.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and so, yeah, I thought that the Roosters, that's why I got Crichton and Watson. I thought they'd be battling right to the end.
Yeah.
Um, then obviously, yeah, I mean, yeah, I got Yo and I sold Yo the next week, so it's a
Mm.
waste of a trade. Blake Brayley was okay. I
It was
actually got
like
him
your
after
pod play.
good scores. Yeah,
yeah.
well,
I did the
so
same.
Mm.
yeah, I think he was just running so much. It seemed like he
Yeah,
could go really well. And same thing, Tino had some good back ends to seasons. I
He was
I
good.
did not see DCE coming. And I probably should have seen more what Reece Walsh was able to do without Reynolds. There were probably enough hints of that, but I went Tino, and yeah, he probably averaged low 60s across the 3 weeks I had him, so that was not too bad.
Mm. To be honest, I think, mate, if you got through round 23, even just one of those injuries, I don't think you would have went this way at all. And I
Yeah,
think if you got through one more week, then I think you would have got a DC or a
mm,
Walsh. Like you just needed that
yeah,
to get to 24 or 25, and I think you probably win it by 100 or so. Just
yeah,
those couple of injuries at the wrong time just force you to get those guys for positionally and like the center positionally.
yeah.
It
When
just
I
made
had
it more
to, and then
exciting
I
for us.
had to hold Adam Dewey right to the end, and
Yeah, stuff like that. So
had to hold AFB, had to hold Connor Watson.
it was always going to
uh,
come, but I just think that one more
yeah,
week you would have got a better scorer, right? Like
Yeah, for
you would have
sure.
still had to hold those guys, but yeah, would have picked someone better than what Bo and Kai. They were kind of started limping. Well, Bo ended up okay, sort of about that 50-ish, but Kai limped a bit at the end, and yeah,
yeah.
they just started
Totally.
flowing. Round 24, it was just like big scores everywhere.
Herbie Farnworth really helped a lot of people get to
Yeah,
players they couldn't get to, and
True.
really helped people catch up. I think that really helped a lot of people catch up.
Mm.
That people had planned really well for the back end, then everyone had money by then.
It did blew it. It blew it up, didn't it? Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
made it fun that way. You could get anyone and pick anyone you want, but
yeah,
most people were
yeah,
trying to save up for Herbie, or they just got him, and they was like, "Oh, I've got all this cash now." So pretty
yeah.
full on. But yeah, we're about to run out of time. But yeah, big thanks to you three for jumping on and being such a good sport and discussing. And it's obviously nice when you're going well. And yeah, for everything you've contributed to the private group this year, I do really appreciate it. And yeah, I think we'll leave it there. That was good fun to go through it, and I'll do my deep dive of your top 10 stuff. And this is going to be helpful in my analysis. So thanks, guys.
Thanks,
thank
Uh,
you. No,
Thanks
it's great
heaps,
thanks
mate.
very
fun.
much.
Thanks for having me on.
Easy, man.
Thank
Nice to have
you.
you on the first time.
Yeah, it's good.